Breaking out from Normandy in August 1944, General George S. Patton's U.S. Third Army accelerated through France, driving the shattered German army before it. American mechanization meant that it was rapidly outmaneuvering the slower-moving German forces. That was until Allied supply problems asserted themselves and the Third Army, along with all the other Allied armies, ground to a halt through lack of fuel. The respite that this afforded the enemy allowed Hitler the opportunity to first sort out proper defenses in the west and to plan an offensive to stop Patton completely. The Germans had created powerful new panzer brigades. Designed for the Eastern Front, the panzer brigades were similar to panzer divisions but smaller, with 2 battalions of tanks each, one of Panzer IVs and the other the powerful new Panther tank. Each brigade numbered over 80 tanks, and 3 brigades were assigned to the Western Front. But the panzer brigades were short of panzer grenadiers to support and protect the armour in battle, had no artillery, and only a small unit of reconnaissance troops. Without proper battlefield reconnaissance, the tanks were very vulnerable. Experience and training was also deficient by this stage of the war. World of Warships Legends is a massive multiplayer free-to-play console game for naval battles enthusiasts. You will find historically accurate ships as well as some fun collaborations. Players can command 11 different nations. 4 types of ship are available: destroyers, cruisers, battleships, and aircraft carriers. 2 worlds collide as World of Warships Legends teams up with World of Tanks Modern Armor to deliver players free United Force DLC to enjoy. Available from December the 16th, the DLC includes premium vehicles for players across both games, with World of Warships Legends players getting all hands on deck with French Tier 2 premium destroyer Ensign Gabold. Newcomers to the game will receive a welcome pack, where players can get everything they need for a solid start: American Tier 3 premium battleship Arkansas, German Tier 3 cruiser Karlsruhe, 7 days of premium account, 5 common crates, and much more. Visit my unique link in the description box and get World of Warships today. Opposing these 3 panzer brigades was the battle-hardened US 4th Armored Division. It was equipped with the M4 Sherman, inferior in armor and firepower to the Panther. It couldn't penetrate Panther's frontal armor even at quite close ranges. However, they could pierce the side and rear armor. The US tank crews were better trained and experienced, and the Sherman had some advantages over the much larger and heavier Panther that they would shortly demonstrate. With his fuel supplies restored, in September 1944 Patton prepared to cross the Moselle River and to start moving towards the Rhine. Combat Command A of the 4th Armored Division was held back from the initial crossing to exploit any breakthroughs as they presented themselves. It consisted of 1 armoured artillery battalion, 1 armoured infantry battalion, and the 37th Tank Battalion under Lieutenant Colonel Crichton Abrams. There was also a company of tank destroyers attached. CCA crossed the Moselle River on the 13th of September 1944. By the 18th, it was concentrated around the town of Arracourt in the province of Lorraine, near the German border in France. The Germans feared greatly for their front line and planned a counterattack to stabilize the situation and to stop Patton's advance. The 5th Panzer Army was best placed to conduct this operation as it had the 3 new panzer brigades attached. What follows is not a survey of the entire Battle of Arracourt, but rather a look at one action where the Sherman tank proved decisive against the supposedly superior German Panther. In the north of the attack, CCA 4th Armoured would be facing a huge German assault. The 113th Panzer Brigade led the charge against Combat Command A with 40 Panzer IVs and 40 Panthers. The 113th was confident that it could steamroller Abrams' 37th Tank Battalion off the map. The German advance was hampered by non-existent reconnaissance. The morning of the 19th of September was foggy. The Americans could hear the rumble of tanks. Small packets of Shermans were ready and waiting. The Battle of Arracourt was about to begin. 1st Section, 1st Platoon, Company C, 37th Tank Battalion had 2 Shermans concealed, one in a barn and the other watching a road. A dismounted team using a field telephone was out in advance to give warning of the Germans' approach. At 7 a.m., several Panthers suddenly appeared and were spotted by the forward observers. The 2 Shermans opened fire, brewing up 2 of the leading tanks. The following German tanks began reversing into the fog. Another section of Shermans joined the fight, opening up at 600 meters slightly from the flank. A 3rd Panther was set on fire as it tried to retire, hit by 3 armor-piercing rounds. While several U.S. sections consolidated their positions, another element of Company C decided to cut off the rest of the German column. 4 Shermans were available. Speed was the key. The Shermans needed to make a ridgeline before the Germans completed their withdrawal. The fast-driving Shermans made it with 3 minutes to spare, placing them in a flanking position against the retiring column of German armor. The 4 M4s opened up against 8 Panthers. The M4s pumped round after round into the Panthers, piercing their thinner side armor. Within a few minutes, all 8 Panthers were destroyed for no loss to the Americans. In total, the 37th Tank Battalion had knocked out 11 valuable and superior Panther tanks for no loss to themselves. The German attack in the north was successfully stalled. Though the Germans had the better tank, the Americans had used theirs flexibly. Their training and experience had also showed. The Germans' lack of reconnaissance didn't help. Though outnumbered 2-1, the US tanks had triumphed. Many thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and also visit my audiobook channel, War Stories with Mark Felton. You can also help to support both of my channels at PayPal and Patreon. Details in the description box below.